Hey guys, in a previous video I showed you these tags and this coffee bag artwork, and I told you I was going to do a video and show you how to do the tags. Well, I'm going to do that today, so I just thought I'd put these down here in front so that you could see them again, refresh your memory in case you didn't see the video. These tags are made with dried flowers that I got from my family on Mother's Day, and I really wanted to preserve the flowers as long as I could. I don't know if these will last forever, but they're pretty for now. So I dried them, and I'm going to use the remainder of them for some tags and maybe this, but I doubt I'll do this way. I may do a coffee bag in a different way. I don't know, but definitely for sure today we're going to do tags. And I'm going to use the rest of the flowers that I've got here. I've got one more spray of this left and one of these on a canvas over there that I'm going to do separately. I don't know if I'll do a video, but I decided to save out just a couple pieces because I do want to do it on a canvas and see how it comes out. So this is what's left, and I'm going to set up my table here. I'll show you these real quick one more time. First I'll show you these, or this. This is made with the coffee bag. This is a coffee bag similar to what I used, except this one came from a place called Sprouts. This is Fresh Market. Then on the back, I just allowed this to be a pocket, and I just made a little tag to stick in there. Okay, so I might do something like this separate, but not use dried flowers. The other thing I was going to tell you was these two are not my favorites. This is my least favorite. It's my very first one, so it didn't turn out exactly like I was planning, but it's okay. This one was my second one. I liked it better, but these are my favorites, these here. So I'll show you a close-up of these and of these. I love these. These are so cute. So simple, too. So today I'm going to work on creating tags like this, these particular ones, okay? So I'm going to get set up and I'll be right back. Okay, first thing I wanted to tell you was my dried flowers, the way I dried them. I dried them in the microwave, and I used a tile and some paper like this and some paper towels. And I'm going to put a link below in the description box to the video that I used as my guideline of how to dry these flowers. It's a video the Frugal Crafter did, so I'm going to link that information below, and you can watch her video, and she tells you exactly how she dries her flowers. It worked perfectly great for me. The only difference is that I dried mine a little bit longer than she dried hers. It could be a difference in the variations of the microwave, could be the type of flowers, could be the time of year, the location, where we live, just whatever. But I wanted mine really, really dry, so I dried mine a little bit longer. So when she tells you that you can dry another 30 seconds on full power, I did mine for 30 seconds on full power, and then I did like another 30 seconds on full power, one or two more times. So that's the only difference in mine. Once you see the video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I've got the rest of my dried flowers sitting off to the side here. And I won't need these right away, so I'll put them back over here. The other thing I have is tags. I'm going to make, I think, 6 of them. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And I'm just going to take these little strings out. I'm not going to use them. I do put them in my little fabric tote that I keep scraps in, because occasionally I will use these for different other projects that I might need a piece of string for, so it's great for that. So just remove all your strings if your tags came with strings. If you're making your own tags, great. I'm just gonna go ahead and use these. And the other thing that I used was my gelatos. I don't think I have every one that was ever made, but these are the ones I have, and I don't use them very much, so I decided to use them. They are Faber-Castell, and they're just called gelatos. They're like a little crayon almost, like a little lipstick tube that you rub on, and they're water soluble. So the way I put these on, I'm just going to take gesso and I'm going to rub it on the tag with my fingers. If I put this gelatos directly to the card and I go to blend it, the card kind of soaks up a little bit of the color, which is fine. It's perfectly fine, but I want mine to sort of sit on top. So the gesso is going to be like a protective barrier between my card and my gelatos. And I may not cover the whole tag, but I might. If I don't, that's fine. If there's a few spots you leave open, it'll just give you a little different variation in the color. Like there might be a couple places that I didn't cover, maybe like down here where it's darker. I don't know, I don't remember. I just know that it's okay if you don't cover it completely, and it's okay if you do. Okay, so I'm going to put these off over here while I get the gesso started, and I'll show you real quick on one or two how I'm going to do them, and then I'll do the rest real quick either off camera or fast forward. So you can use a brush if you want to. I just use my finger because I don't know, it just was easy, fast. So, and I wanted a real thin coat. I didn't want it thick, so that's another reason probably why I didn't use a brush. Steal from the other tag if I want to. Okay, so you can see it's very thin. You can still see the tag through it. And I'm not worrying about the back of my tags because I don't care if they look pretty or not. You can paint them or cover them with paper or do something with them before you start if you want to, after you get through making your mess, but I'm just gonna leave mine, and whatever happens on the back happens. So that's what I'm going to do to the rest of these, okay? Okay, I've dried all my tags, so the gesso's dry-ish. Dry-ish. You know that I don't let my stuff dry like it's supposed to, but that's okay. Can't help myself. So, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gelatos, and I'm going to take a couple colors per card, and I'm just going to mark them. I'm not sure which one I want here. Let's go with this. I'm just going to put gelato on the tags. Okay, like that. So you can see they're just scribbled on there. And I'm going to do that to all of them in the different colors that I want to play with. And I want to play with pink and orange. So let's do some pink and orange. Do some blues. And we can add to later if you find that you don't like the color blend, or if one has too much of a color, like you put too much dark purple or dark blue and you want to lighten it or add more of a lighter color, we can change this later. We can add in a third color if we want to. I usually don't. Let's try yellow and a yellow and a blue. And we have one more. Let's do red and kind of a lavender, pinkish, purplish color. I don't use the red very much. Red intimidates me, like dark purple. Red does too, unless I'm doing just plain red and white or something like that. But okay, that's how our tags look right now. So then I want to take my matte medium. I'm just going to use Liquitex matte medium, and I'm going to use my fingers again, and I'm going to blend the colors together. And let's just put it on our mat here because I'll need quite a bit. And I usually start with a lighter color first and get that down, and then go into the darker because I don't want the dark to overpower the light. So just kind of smear in the light first, and then go into your other color. And you can kind of blend them in together or mix them a little bit. Once you get your colors on there the way you want them, just play with it and see if you want to add a little bit into the, like bring this pink into the orange, or leave it the orange alone. So I kind of like that, and we're going to leave that the way it is right now, and I'm probably going to come back and do something else to it. In fact, we're going to do it now. Just going to add more of this and blend it some more. I want to blend it some more. And I'm going to take a little bit of gesso, white gesso, and bring that in, because that'll help me tie it together a little better, I think. There, I like that. Okay, I like that. And it takes a little time. You have to clean up between colors because you don't want your colors to blend on your other tags, but it's worth it. Okay, while that's drying, let's do the next one. Let's do the green. And there's a little bit of the orange-red mixture or orange-yellow mixture in this gesso here. I put more white gesso down, but there's still a little hint in there, and that's okay. That's all right. So I'm trying to not contaminate it too much, but it happens. At least here it does. If you're really picky about it, be very careful and keep your medium separated, like from your colors. When you dip your finger in, don't dip it again if you've got a different color on there. Okay. I'm staying on the edge. That way, hopefully, it won't contaminate the whole pile of gesso. And let's let this dry and see how I like it when we're done. And we're just going to keep going. Hey guys, I thought I would go ahead and leave this part in and let you watch the colors blend together in fast forward motion. I like to see that kind of stuff when I'm watching a video, so I thought you might like to see it too. These tags are so fun to make. They're so cute. I love working with the gelatos and blending them together like this. It's sort of a freeing way of doing it because, I don't know, you don't have to worry so much about perfection and perfect paint and all that stuff. I just like scribbling them together and blending them up. So I really am happy with the way they turned out. So let's get back to the real time. Okay, I'm going to dry all this, and then we'll come back and we'll look and we'll see if we want to add or take away or do something different. Okay, I've got all my tags dry, and here's how they look. And they're different from the ones I did before. I'm not sure why. I think maybe I used more gesso this time, or maybe I didn't use gesso at all last time. I can't remember, but it's okay. It's still the same concept, and I still love these. This one is a little dark, and because the flowers are purple, I might make this a little bit lighter purple. I don't know until we get there, but for now, I'm going to leave it as it is. And the next thing I'm going to do is just get my glue, and I'm going to glue the flowers onto the tags, and then we're going to build around the flower. So, for instance, let's take this first flower. You decide which side you want visible. I'll glue it down this way. And I'm going to put your glue all over your flower. a good amount. You want it to stay down. It's not super flat, so you need a little bit of glue. And then you decide how you want your flower to be on your tag. And I'll probably do it this way. It kind of seems like the natural flow. And then I'm just going to push it down a little bit. Let the glue seep out. It's okay. You can clean up the excess with your fingers, if there's any, and let it dry. And you know we're not going to let them dry completely before we move on to the next step, but I am going to go ahead and glue all the flowers on, and that way the first one can be drying and get a little bit of a head start on us. So that's what I'm going to do, is glue the rest of these down. Don't forget to check the box below for the link to the Frugal Crafters video showing you how to dry flowers in the microwave. I knew there had to be a faster way than just hanging them upside down, and of course if you do a search for anything, Lindsay comes up. So there is a video that's several years old, but the information is still great, and it worked really good, and it's super fast and simple, and I really liked it, and I'll be doing it again. This is just a little too dark for me, considering that the flower's purple, and it would be okay, but I'm going to change the color a little bit with this gelato, and I don't know the colors. They don't have them on there. But see if we can get this to be a little bit lighter. And I'm going to use a brush this time because my fingers are tired of being gluey. Actually, I might use a paper towel. No, I'll use a brush. Of all the colors I used, of course purple would be the one to give me trouble. If you followed me for a while, you know purple and I have a little bit of an issue. Let's try that and see how it looks. It's still not my favorite so far, but we're going to go with it. Poor purple tag's not my favorite. It actually turns out very pretty in the end, so it'll work out. So now we have a question to answer. I have these little petals left over from one of the flowers that was coming apart, and I went ahead and dried them. Do I want to add them onto the tag? Probably, but I think we'll wait till the end and see how they'll look and where we can put them, that they will look good. Okay, so I don't remember the first one we did. Probably this one or this one. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black watercolor pencil and I'm going to draw the stem, and there's a stem already starting from the flower, the end of the flower there. And I'm just going to follow it down in the natural line flow that it goes. Okay, so like this one here, I'm just going to take it on down this way. And this one would go that way. And this one needs to be held down because it's not gluing down properly. Go that way. Stick something on top of it. And this one that way. And this one kind of goes straight down. And this one's sort of the same thing. Okay. Then let's take our matte medium and a small liner brush. I'm just going to activate the line that I made with my watercolor pencil and seal it at the same time using my matte medium. Liquitex Fluid Matte Medium. I think by accident I grabbed my Stabilo pencil through this whole video, so I say watercolor pencil, but actually both work just fine. You can use either one. I like them both. This is where I want to bring my leaves in now, and I'm going to take this paper here. It's music paper that I just covered with a napkin. There's 2 or 3 plies to a napkin. I pulled them all apart and used just the colored one, just the one with the design on it. None of the white is on there. And this is from my previous project, but what I did was I just cut shapes for my leaves out of this paper. So this first one here, since I've already got a leaf started, I'll finish using it. And I'm not worried about the shape. I'm just getting a little bit of a shape there. And let's do this one instead because it looks better on this side. Yeah. Just any kind of shape leaf is fine. And you can even use your small pieces, like this small piece here. I could go ahead and trim it around and bring it to a point. And I could use that one on the other side of one of these, let's say, right like that. I might not like it that curved, might bring that off. I think I'll use it on there. And you can put them side by side, or you can raise it up and make them different. I like it like that. Oops, won't stay. My fingers are sticky. Okay, so that's what you're going to do next, is just cut your leaf shapes. Put your leaves on. And I'm going to do that and fast forward and do the rest of them. So I am taking my scissors and going ahead and cutting out all the rest of my leaves. And I'm out of frame quite a bit, so you don't get to see the actual cutting. But the reason I left this part in the video is so that you could see, as I put the leaves down on the tag, what they actually look like after I cut them. I just wasn't paying attention to where I was in the camera. I need to put down a square washi tape on my mat as I'm working to give me a guideline of where to stay, but I would still forget and go out of frame. But anyway, you see. Okay, you can see that they all have leaves now, but I'll show you each one. There's two, and there's two, and there's two. And they are so cute. So cute. Alright, so now what I want to do is I'm going to put these on with my matte medium. After I get them glued on, I will dry them. And then after they're dry, I'm going to take my watercolor pencil again, and I'm going to go around my leaves with my watercolor pencil. And let's start putting our leaves on. So I'm just taking the matte medium and gluing the leaves down. Nothing special. I left it in because I like to leave as much of the process as I can so that you see exactly what's going on. Okay, now let's go around our leaves with our watercolor pencil and just bring them out a little bit. You don't have to do it a lot. I'm just going to draw around all the shapes with the pencil in a sketchy form. Nothing straight, nothing perfect. And we're going to do the same thing around all the leaves, just like we did to the stem. I'm just going to go around all the leaves with my liner brush and my matte medium, and you can see that the watercolor pencil is darkening up, and I like that look. Even though I go over it later with more of my Posca pen and stuff, I still like the look of this. I don't know why, I just do. It's smudgy looking. Okay, while these are drying, I was deciding what to do. On these here, what I did was I took a little bit of my gelato. No, I took my oil pastels and I just drew lines, and then I rubbed it in with my heat gun and heated it up so the oil would be real movable, and just smeared it with my finger. And here I just put some black streaks with my pen, and here I used some gelato and made circles. But what I thought I'd do on these is just bring some washi tape in, and I want black on each one, and then I'm going to put another color with it, and then we're going to put in a little bit of either paint or gelato or something on them to spruce them up a little bit. So the leaves are still drying a little bit longer, and doing this will give them time because I want them really dry by the time I go ahead and seal the whole tag. So I'm just going to take this black washi tape. I'm trying to use up this stuff. I'm almost done with this one, and they're getting low, but they're not completely gone. A lot of them anyway. And I'm putting a little matte medium out on my mat because I want to seal these pieces of washi tape on because I can't trust them to stay. So let's say, for example, here, I'll just put it right here. And then let's say I want another little piece on there of color. Just a little piece. Okay, and I'll set that off to the side to dry. Let's go ahead and do all the rest of them that way. Oh my goodness, what is this world coming to? If you can't trust washi tape, what in the world can you trust? Actually, washi tape is wonderful. It's decorative and it's beautiful, but honestly, if you use it a lot, I recommend gluing down. I've used it so many times where I didn't glue down, and those projects probably fell apart, but I learned my lesson. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is just take either paint or gelatos or oil pastels or something. Probably paint and gelatos would be the minimum of what I use. But I'm just going to put a little bit of gesso on my mat in case I need it. I'm going to start with one tag and just add something to it. Just something to give it a little, I don't know, a little something extra. And I'm going to be doing that to each one. So yesterday was Wednesday, and Bailey had her vet appointment. It was her yearly checkup, and she went and we had all her shots. We'll hear anything back from the vet in a few days if there's anything we need to know about, but everything looked good. She seemed in good shape, so we're happy, and she's glad it's over. She does real good, though. She doesn't even seem upset to go. She likes the people there. They like her, so it's not a big ordeal. But when she was a puppy, her first set of shots was kind of traumatic because we got her home and it was, of course, evening time by the time this happened, but she blew up like a balloon. I mean, the poor little girl, she was just a little thing. Her head blew up twice the size of her body. It was just really scary. And we didn't have any place to go for emergency vet care except an hour away over in Knoxville because we lived in Gatlinburg and they were already closed. So we drove over there, and as it turns out, she was allergic to something that they had given her in a shot. So ever since then, just to be sure, we always give her a pre-shot to make sure we combat any possible chance that she'll be allergic and have a reaction. She's probably outgrown it, but we're just afraid to give it a try. But other than that, everything's fine. She was in La La Land all day. Okay, this is almost dry, but for each tag that I put something on that is a stripe or a circle or something, I'm going to take my watercolor pencil and I'm going to just highlight it just a little bit on each one. I may go full circle, I may go just part of the circle, probably just part. And then I'm going to take my matte medium and activate it and highlight. Okay, so that's the next step. I really like the vet that Bailey sees, and he doesn't live too far from us, so when I walk, one of my longer walks, I always go by his house, and he's so cool because he has chickens and he used to have horses, but now he has 3 donkeys, and they are so cute. I learned a little bit about donkeys at the vet yesterday because I was asking him about them. I also learned a little bit about ticks, and there's a little bit of a problem this year with ticks, but Bailey hasn't been bothered by them because she takes something for them. But I learned a little bit about them. It's kind of freaky. I'm not going to talk about it. I think y'all freaked y'all out about the snakes already. Okay, now I'm going to take my black Posca pen and my white Sharpie poster paint pen, water-based, and I'm going to take the white and I'm going to write in the leaves, just big scratchy letters, and make a word or not. And the black, I'm going to kind of sketch around the leaves a little and add anything else I feel like adding. I don't know what until I start working on the tag. So I just wanted to let you know what I was going to be doing so that you could follow along if you're making them too. So it got to be evening time last night. We're still on Wednesday. I'm still talking about Wednesday. And Bailey had perked up because everything that she had taken at the vet was wearing off. So I wasn't feeling so good, and I just needed to get out of the house for a little bit and get some fresh air. And my husband had to work last night. He worked at home, but he was working. And so we decided to take a little break, run out to the store, get something to make for dinner, and take a little drive in the country. And it was so nice. We had the windows down, and Bailey was in the back seat. And she's so cute how she sits up and she looks out the window. Her little profile is just adorable. And I know I'm kind of prejudiced, but I think y'all are about your puppies too. But anyway, at some point I said, let's put her up front with me so I can roll down the window all the way and hold on to her, make sure she's okay. We were going really slow, so there was not a lot of wind in her eyes or her ears or anything to harm her. So I set her up front with me. She sat right beside me by the door. I put my arm around her and held on to her and then had my hand around her collar, and we drove real slow, and the wind was blowing her little ears, and she was sniffing, and she just had a good old time. We saw lots and lots of deer, lots of rabbits, lots of cows. It was just a real nice drive, probably about I don't know, 30-minute drive. So she really enjoyed it, and so did I. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Distress ink, my walnut stain, and I'm going to go around each of these tags really quick and just give them a little bit of a distress look around the edges. And when I get all done, I'll give you a close-up of these. It's almost coffee time. My husband's been working from home today. I've been distracted all day long by Bailey or by having to go off and do something. We sold our piano, so we had to go meet the lady today and let them in the gate to pick it up, and then we had to run it by the bank and just errand, you know, stuff. Not what my plans would be for the day if I had my choice. It stormed today a couple times, which is nice. I always film different when my husband's home. I feel like I can't talk loud. I just don't want to be heard being loud, and not that I'm a loud person. I don't talk loud anyway, but I don't know, I feel like I'm bothering him if I'm videoing my normal way, especially when I get joking about something. So maybe this will be partly voiceover so that I can just be normal myself. We were having a discussion this morning about my childhood and things that happened that caused me to be a little insecure and a little bit confused. And he was saying it doesn't matter, just who you are is what matters. Who you are now is what matters. Be yourself. Okay, well, I'll try. All right, so that's done. Okay, the next thing I want to do is take my Mod Podge, and I want to seal each one of these, and I want to seal the flower really good because I want the flower to be as preserved as it possibly can be. The bottom's not sealed, but it's dried, and I think it'll be, you know, it'll last as long as it possibly can. You know, I may get quite a few years out of this. You never know. And just put a light coat over the rest of the tag. That helps the washi tape get sealed on and all the water-soluble things that you sealed on with the matte medium. And we'll do that to each card. So I'm going to do that off camera real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, all of them are sealed, but they are drying, so there's some Mod Podge showing, but I wanted to take one that was a little bit dry and show you a close-up and show you the next step, and then when they're all dry, before I close out the video, I'll give you a close-up of all of them. I took some sari ribbon that I've got, and I cut strips for the ribbons at the top, and I just measure how much I think I want the ribbon to be from the hole up, and then I double it, and then I give a little extra. And this is thick. This is a wider ribbon. It's not like the narrow ones, so this one's a little harder to get through and get set up. So I'm not going to do them all. I'm just going to do one to show you guys, and then I'll put all the rest of them on off camera because there's a little bit of bulk in the hole here, and it's not easy to get on there. And I don't want to rip the sari ribbon because it is very rippable. So you have to be very careful. But I really liked this color. I wanted to use this color on the tags. So, and if I had to cut it in half, like take the width and cut it in half, it would really weaken the sari ribbon even more than it already is. So I'm just going to leave it at that just to show you guys. Okay, so I'm going to put all the rest of the ribbons on, let these dry a little bit more, and then I'll show you a close-up of all of them. Okay, here they are all done. They are still drying, so if you see any like gloppy spots of white, that's the Mod Podge. It's still drying on the flowers, especially because I really put a lot on there. Once they're really dry, I think I'll leave them sit overnight. I won't close this video out today. I'll come back tomorrow morning and I'll close it out. And also, I wanted to tell you, I decided on these petals that I mentioned earlier in the video, I decided not to put them on here. I think there's enough going on. I'm going to put these on the canvas that I've got set aside, that I'm going to put some dried flowers on that I've saved aside for the canvas. It's about, I don't know, a 5x7 canvas, something like that. Okay, so let me let these sit overnight. Let me show you the ones I did yesterday or the day before, or whenever I did these. That's what these look like. And these are a little less going on them, but still very similar. So I love them. I hope you try them. So let me let these dry overnight and I will see you in the morning. Okay? Bye. Hey guys, it's the next day and these have had a chance to dry overnight, so I just thought I'd come back and show you real quick the final tag. These are so cute. I really like them. So these are just made with dried flowers and tags and gelatos. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you try it. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to do a bag. I'm going to go ahead and do the coffee bag, but I'm going to do it, I think, in a separate video. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed these, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you, especially those of you who've been leaving all these wonderful comments. I just really, really appreciate it. I'm way behind on answering comments, but I will get to it, I promise. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.